Okay. Now I have chat up. Now everyone can read this. M, I have a question for you that I should have asked earlier.
What?
You have Audacity running?
Yeah.
M, are you lying to me?
I would never, ever lie to you. Why didn't you remind me?
This is my fault?
Oh, no. Third time's the charm. Third time is the charm.
I was literally just thinking that then too. G was thinking the same thing as me.
Y'all, I can only do... do you know how much thought I had to do to get this green screen up and, remember my water?
In fairness, Emily and I are coming off, long weekends of where we had to do things. Once again, we didn't have time to ever write our outline. So to be fair, G, we had a long weekend when we came out of this. We have a plan for next time. We don't necessarily have to write an outline for it. We just have to write a structure because we're doing something separately on our own and bringing it all together and into a discussion. So I think it's going to be a fun one next week or next 2 weeks.
It's my birthday, so you can't be mad at me.
I
get a free pass because tomorrow's my birthday.
Sounds like Blake needs a sign too. Oh yeah, actually, I want to get a piece of paper right. Emily, are you using Audacity? She can't see it though, is the problem.
No, I have us pulled up because I have this thing. I have chat pulled up and everything, so I can see. Also, I just want to comment on what Casey said when he said this podcast brought to you by our friends at Bright Bloom. Bright Bloom, our seeds beat your gloom. That's maybe the funniest thing I've ever read in my life.
I didn't read that. That's good.
And I read it in the middle of saying something, and I had to just sit there and be like, I can't. We're not talking to chat. I can't comment on. He said, "Bright bloom, our seeds beat your gloom." So funny, Casey. So funny.
No, don't stop. Please continue.
Please never stop. That was so funny. Thank you. Thank you for that absolute gem.
To be fair, even though without an outline, I think we did pretty well.
We did pretty well too.
I mean,
I think we maybe jumped around a bit.
But you got to think that's what a podcast is. Podcasts are two people talking about a topic and jumping around a lot and getting off topic a lot and giggling together.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I was yawning too much, and I'm so sorry.
I didn't notice you yawn once.
I did twice. Yo, what's up, Per?
Hi, Per. Also, love, fan from the start, never missed a show, and have been wondering, when are you calling Yoshi? Follow. May I also have his number? I'll take my answer off the air.
Technically, he's never missed a show.
He hasn't. Neither has G.
Neither has G.
I think Zen was here last week, or not last week.
I think he was too.
First time. I'm going back through chat to see if we missed anything. Does anyone have any thoughts on the timeline or the Zonai or how ridiculous it all is? I do love G's political pundit Jabu Jabu. He was very political.
Per, you missed the main episode. We're in chat. We're just on talking with the chat now, but we were talking about the lore of most of Zelda and kind of figuring out where the Zonai fit.
We were at the overall timeline and essentially what we thought of it and how basically Tears of the Kingdom fits into the overall timeline and whatnot. And I think we ultimately agreed that the Zonai had to come right before Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. It's complicated.
So Casey says, my only question, a real question anyway, was I still don't get Ganondorf's imprisonment timeline.
So,
and is that the adult era?
So I think, based on the things we talked about, I think that is the adult era, and essentially because Ganon was imprisoned 1,000 years because that imprisoned seal whatever only lasts 1,000 years. They made that abundantly clear. Oh shit, Em. We just answered our own damn question.
What?
The Zonai have to be after Wind Waker in that because it's only 1,000 years in the past. And they've said that multiple times.
What's only 1,000 years in the past?
When Rauru sealed Ganon. That seal only lasted 1,000 years.
How many years ago was Wind Waker? See, this is my brain starting. We're getting into Kingdom Hearts territory here. I like it when we respect to things were a long time ago.
It has to be after Wind Waker, is what I'm saying. It has to be after Wind Waker.
It simply must be.
Yes. Okay. That answers a lot of questions. Casey, thanks. But yeah, Rauru said, "Hey, take my arm and seal this man for 1,000 years." That man started decaying. So
yeah. Casey, if you're wondering about the imprisonment timeline, I'm not sure where specifically because it's a long timeline where your question falls. But honestly, it just starts with like Ganon comes back, so Hyrule's flooded, right? And then Wind Waker is kind of that battle with Ganon. And ultimately at the end they decide not to revive Hyrule. They just decide they're going to make a new land, which is what leads us into Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. And then I assume somewhere after that, Rauru did come and establish Hyrule after it had been flooded. If that makes sense.
Emily, I have an oh fuck.
What?
The Imprisoning War, first mentioned in A Link to the Past. Second mentioned, Tears of the Kingdom. I know because there was the Imprisoning War. And everyone kind of links the Imprisoning War to that. And I forgot to ever look up when that is. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know if that might just be they're using the same name because if you also remember, Demise was called the Imprisoned.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Which is why when they said the Imprisoning War originally, I thought we were talking about Demise. Which is why, again, I thought this was going to come back to...
The Imprisoning War is different from the Demise stuff. So
It is, but I'm just saying, like, they use the word imprisoned, Imprisoning War, and whatnot in other...
Yeah, all this talks about... they're also talking about... Okay, Ganondorf was in the Sacred Realm. This talks about 3 different instances. Tears of the Kingdom... Okay, so it is different. So there's 3 different imprisoning wars. Tears of the Kingdom imprisoning. There is A Link to the Past imprisoning. And then there is Twilight Princess imprisoning when they put him in, the realm of Twilight.
I feel like Demise should also count as an imprisoning war because we did imprison him.
Again, we re-imprisoned him.
But to jump back to what Per said, isn't this more so closer to the first Link in Zelda? Per, I see why you think that because they do talk about the founding of Hyrule. But it simply cannot be.
No.
It simply cannot be because, and we spent a lot of the podcast talking about this, but like, it simply does not line up with the events. It doesn't make sense.
They are in love though, like they are in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, well, like the Rito, like Blake mentioned, the Rito evolved from the Zora in the Wind Waker era because Hyrule was flooded. So the Rito wouldn't have existed. Although, truly, we don't know if the Rito did. No, they did because they had a sage. So the Rito had to have existed already in the Zonai era.
Yes.
And they wouldn't have existed right after Skyward Sword because they can't exist until after Wind Waker. Or until Wind Waker or after. So it has to come after that. Doesn't make it... so confusing.
I hate multiple timeline stuff. Because it does break everything. Everything.
I miss you too, Poots.
Poots, I'll see you in 2 months.
How rude. I tried to see Poots last weekend. But the fates and the stars did not align. My brain itches too, Casey. It's a lot to think about, and I think the easiest and simplest solution to all of our collective problems is just to slide it at the end of the timeline.
Yeah.
Without trying to fit it into something grander. Because then that brings the question of where was the technology? Where were the islands in the sky? Where was the Zonai? Like, you literally see no, other than the big ears, you see no evidence of Zonai. Because, like, so Sonia and Rauru were kind of an implication that Zonai and Hylians got married, right? And eventually probably had children. If that's allowed.
Bunch of fucking furries.
Where are the Zonai genes in this evolutionary tract?
So, okay. Oh no, I had a thought, now it's gone. No, this happens so often.
I talked too long.
Hold on. Backtrack. We're talking Zonai and the robot. Oh yeah. I had a question.
Yeah.
What happened to the Sky Islands after Skyward Sword? Where'd they go?
Nintendo likes to pretend Skyward Sword didn't exist, even though it's their best game. And it's
You are technically in a small minority who thinks that. I like it. I just think I just need you to know you're in a small minority who thinks that.
Consider this. People are bad at motion controls, and instead of just admitting that they're bad at the game must be bad.
Emily, the problem is if it was just a handful of people, that would be a valid argument. But since it's the majority of people, that can't just be a lot of people are bad at motion controls.
I think a lot of people are bad at motion controls. I think more people like Skyward Sword than you think.
Are we crashing? No, we're not crashing. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, we're not crashing.
I think the negative Nancys just have louder voices, because especially like once Tears of the Kingdom was announced and they saw like the sky elements, I saw a lot of people coming up with love for Skyward Sword, and a lot of people I talked to have love for it.
There's a lot of games, like as they get older, people start to like them. Skyward Sword is definitely getting that treatment now. People who replayed it are really enjoying it. Though I've seen people who played both the Wii version and the Switch version actually prefer the Wii version still over the Switch version.
Probably would prefer the Wii version. I haven't finished playing the Switch version, but I could already tell I was doing more of the recentering. I felt like the motion controls were actually worse. Poots, to jump on Poots' question, is Tears of the Kingdom good? Please watch last week's podcast where we discussed that in great detail. My answer would be it's fine.
I love it. And if I'm playing an open world game and I love it, that means it's good, because open world is hard for me to love.
I would say Ghost of Tsushima is a lovable open world game.
That is also lovable.
Is an open world game.
Sure. We're not having this argument again, though.
We had it for like 2 hours.
I watched the podcast, unlike you, again. And here's the funny thing. We don't really disagree on anything other than how it affected our enjoyment level. Because everything that we mentioned, we either said, yes, we liked this about it. No, we did not like this about it. And I'm still like, I loved it. And you're just like, it was okay.
I guess. Oh, we really should die. I just, it has exploration, which is fun, but like, you're re-exploring areas you already explored. Like, it didn't have that level of.
Once again, after I'm going through Breath of the Wild right now, and Breath of the Wild, those areas that I went through recently in Tears of the Kingdom feel unfamiliar. They don't feel the same.
I think that's a memory problem for you.
I think
you need to get your memory checked.
There are some areas that very, very much feel the exact same. I mean, obviously, the Zora Domain, Hyrule Castle, whatever. But like going through, finding a lot of the shrines in different areas, I'm like, I didn't see this area in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think. I don't know.
Oh my god, you're like so strong, because I am sober. I had like 5 shrines away from having all the shrines in Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm so burnt out on that game. I cannot bring myself to open up and get those last 5. I cannot imagine playing Breath of the Wild right now and going to do more shrines.
I like the idea shrines.
So exhausting.
So Breath of the Wild, we said at the beginning of last stream, at the beginning of last podcast, that Tears of the Kingdom was harder. No, Breath of the Wild is significantly harder. Like, oh my god. Huh?
I don't think that game was that hard.
It's starting from ground zero. Like, because when I went to play an old save, yeah, it was fine. But Tears of the Kingdom in my old save is fine. Going from ground zero and versus each other in the games, I'm struggling more in Breath of the Wild. Like, it is rough. Huh?
I probably started a new game of Breath of the Wild maybe like a year or so before Tears of the Kingdom came out. I did not feel it was very difficult.
Well, one thing I will remind you of that will make you remember the difficulty were the shrines that included the fights with the test of strengths.
Hard.
What?
I didn't think those were very difficult.
I went into one without a shield. I died in seconds.
And maybe you're just choosing like the harder tests of strength?
I did do the hardest one first and struggled a lot. I did the easier ones, the lower level ones, you're right, they're easy. But the hardest ones, they're rocking me.
That is not a god tier gamer, which is why I'm so baffled because I replayed Breath of the Wild stuff. Like I played it with Tia first, and then I replayed it on my own, and then I replayed it again in like the last couple of years. I never felt like the game was overly difficult.
I've seen Emily game. She's not a god gamer.
You just said that because you're mad you found Breath of the Wild difficult.
No, I still beat Roxas on critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 2.
But let's remember, I didn't level up.
You didn't what?
I didn't level up.
Emily, I was still level like 40 something when I did it.
Yeah, I know. I can't do Kingdom Hearts hard fights.
I have to, I'm gonna, actually, that reminds me, M, you have 4 more months to play Pokemon. 4 more months.
It's right here next to me. I'll try it at some point.
Before I have to get it back.
I'll play it. I'll try it.
Blake also saying that, but how much did Blakey struggle at the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, y'all remember when he was on the ice level and he didn't have anything to warn him?
I had no food. But I had that struggle with that same struggle with Breath of the Wild as well, though, in that ice area too, because I was learning.
Yeah. That's a you problem. They had those peppers. Right
Yeah. I don't attribute that portion to the difficulty. I'm talking fight specifically. That was just me being stupid on both counts. I will take that was being stupid on both counts there.
The only thing in Breath of the Wild that was really hard for me were the Guardians. Like if you ran into a Guardian in the wild and he was chasing you, it's over. Just forget it.
I will say I love it. It's refreshing seeing them again.
Yeah, see that's why I don't get where they went. I don't get where the Sheikah technology went. Like, where did...
I can understand the Guardians being gone, because they just probably cleaned up all that shit. But the towers, they cut down the giant towers, and then said, we're going to build new ones in different places?
It, is so weird to me. I feel like Nintendo just reinvents the wheel when it doesn't need to be reinvented. Like, I thought that about, the constructs being the same as the thing from Skyward Sword. Thought that about the Hylians on the Sky Islands, and then finding new people to be on Sky Islands, and then also simple things you had the Sheikah Slate in Breath of the Wild, and this one you have the Puro Pad. Well, I don't understand why we needed something new. They were the same thing.
I understand that one because the Puro Pad is supposed to look like a Wii U gamepad, and the Sheikah Slate is supposed to look like a Wii U gamepad, and the Puro Pad looks like a Switch. Because remember, Breath of the Wild was supposed to be on the Wii U initially.
You're reinventing the wheel. It's not actually a Wii U versus a Switch. It literally has the exact same functions. It
does.
A little different.
Oh, I don't think I brought this up with you. No, I did. I did text you. The UI, still not great in the Tears of the Kingdom. We agree with that. Still better than Breath of the Wild.
I think any of the UI in Breath of the Wild was any different except for...
you can't drop weapons unless you're in the menu for Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom lets you, if you open a chest and you don't have room, it says, hey, do you want to drop something to swap it? That's nice.
Well, it does. That was something they added, yeah.
Also, this was a minor one. Being able to scroll up and down on items versus left and right and not being able to get to other pages of your items quickly is kind of frustrating. There are minor frustrations.
I think all that is way worse. I mean, I would take that over the way I had to deal with the sages.
Are Zonai Twilight?
No. They, consider the Zonai to be, this is the way I phrased it, an alien species from the sky. They came from the sky, and they said hi. They came down their little UFO, down to the Hylians, and they said, we're a highly intelligent species with superpowers. We came from the sky. We won't conquer your people.
Yeah.
But we will live with you and marry you.
And we'll fuck your women.
And that's just what happened.
G said, but that doesn't mean you can't say M's not a bad gamer. Oh, no. This is me and M's friendship, G. You know this. We shit on each other all the time, and this is why it works so well. She shits on me, too.
It's true. I'd like to take a moment, completely off topic, to mention that today is the 3rd anniversary of the best open world game, which is Ghost of Tsushima. So happy birthday.
Is it 3 years old? I thought it was 4. Oh, it wasn't 2019. It was 2018.
Thanks for being
2020.
A fantastic game that got me through COVID. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, do yourself a favor and play it.
Wait, no, it is 2019. Is it?
No, it's 2020.
I bought it on major discount then because I got it mid to late 2020 and remember loving it. By the way, Em, thanks for making me play Ghost of Tsushima. Great.
Another fantastic game. But back to Tears of the Kingdom.
What else? What did I miss? What did I miss? More training, more better. No.
Can't believe you just said no.
G knows I'll do it because he'll yell at me until I do it, and I'll do it. Ghost of Sashimi? Ghost of Sushi?
Sashimi.
I know, I said shut up. Sashimi.
You're doing great, and I'm proud of you.
G, I will whenever Allison forces me to take her to the Australian Open, I will train with you while she watches tennis.
Blake, do we want to mention what our topic is for next time?
Yeah, this could be a spoiler. You know what? Actually, because we need to start coming up with ideas in advance. I think in the after party we should mention. Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, so you get to announce it.
Okay, cool, great. Yeah, Emily had the first two ideas. This one's mine. So next week, we're going to bring up what we believe are the 5 most influential games of all time, but not necessarily to us. They don't even have to be games we like. It's more like what was influential to gaming as a whole. What do we think are the top 5? And I have a list. I think some of us are gonna cross on certain aspects, but I know our lists are gonna differ in different ways. So.
Like to say, and because after you presented this topic to me, I had 2 immediately that came to mind. I'm not going to say them out. I had 2 that immediately came to mind. And I started thinking, and I was like, I can't think of any. So I went to the internet to Google, and they have like pretty much a consistent list of like the top most influential games of all time. I probably won't do those because I don't know enough about those games to like discuss them. So I'll pick on games that I've played that I think were very influential over. I guess that's what I'll stick with.
Oh, we have a new question. Has Nintendo explored the existence of the Shadow People? They did in Twilight Princess. I don't think they have since.
Either, but I feel like in regards to the Twilight people or the Shadow people versus the Zonai, the Twilight people were handled better. They're handled better. It gave some background to their people, the wars they went through, how they ended up the way they were, kind of the struggle they entered, and then you kind of got some closure with them at the end. And I feel like the Zonai were kind of just dropped in.
You can possibly link Pose in Tears of the Kingdom to that, but I don't even know if I can do that. I think that might be a stretch, but and the Pose statues.
Oh, Blake.
Yeah.
Now that I think about this, another example of why the Zonai, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, etc., have to take place at the end of the timeline, because of the existence of Koroks. Koroks did not exist even through Ocarina of Time because they eventually evolved from the little forest children, the Kokiri.
But you don't see the Koroks in the Zonai with the Zonai. We're just talking about the Zonai.
Yeah, but I like to believe they're there.
Okay.
The world is like exactly the same as it is in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like they have all 4 of the races. I feel like they have them.
Did the Koroks come from the Kokiri children? The children of the forest?
Yes, they did.
So they are an evolution. Okay.
They are an evolution. Like, I don't know why they went from actual physical children to tree people, but, like, that is a confirmed evolution.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Where they went.
They're great in Wind Waker. I'm tired of finding them. If someone asked me to 100% Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not going to say no only because of the Koroks.
Almost like Nintendo should have come up with something new.
Or come up with a better number than 1,000. Come up with something more reasonable, like maybe 300.
Or give better incentives. Like, honestly, after getting, like, a handful of shields and weapons, I was like, I don't need to upgrade my inventory anymore.
I think I only did 4 upgrades per weapon type.
Like, there were literally times where I would see a Korok, like, 10 feet away, and I'd be like, it's not worth it. Yeah. They were not worth it to me, and I think they were useless, and I don't know why Nintendo brought back the exact same gimmick from Breath of the Wild, unchanged in any way whatsoever. I'm sorry. I'm done ranting about how Tears of the Kingdom... Well, I'm done. I won't keep harping on it. It was fine.
See, Emily feels about Tears of the Kingdom how I feel about how I feel about Ocarina of Time. So,
Ocarina of Time was completely new. Like, at least it had that going for it. Tears of the Kingdom is just reuse, reduce, recycle with some
I,
sprinkles of new.
I don't agree only because of the powers and the depths and
The depths were cool, but like
the depths were terrifying at first.
I don't feel like that is enough.
I saw you Discorded something, G. I'll have to take a look. Oh, we should eventually create a Discord, I guess. Further down the line.
Probably further down the line. I feel like we have a lot to keep up with.
Also, if anybody can, help promotion. Emily, I did all the promotion last time. It's your turn. Go ham, homie.
It comes out on Friday.
Yes, it will go live on Friday.
Okay.
I don't have much work to do except finding a clip to put at the beginning of the episode because somebody did not do their Audacity.
This time around, so I say it's a fair trade.
Wait, say again? The first word didn't come up.
I also didn't choke on my water this time.
That's true. That's true.
Evens out.
I think what I'm going to do this time too is I'm just going to pull up random clips throughout to post to like TikTok and Reels for people to look at and just be like, I'll go look at these. That bearded man's kind of stupid. What do you say about Ocarina? What?
He doesn't like it. Blake, I think you're going to have, not to spoil, but I think you're going to have some issues with my list in 2 weeks.
No. I don't dislike Ocarina. I just have gripes with it. There is a difference.
It's just usually your example of a Zelda game you didn't care for.
You know who agrees with me? Actually, you know what? I want him as a guest on this show. Drake and I have the same feelings about Ocarina, and I find that incredible.
So weird to me. I feel like Drake would love Ocarina.
No, he prefers Majora's Mask and he thinks Ocarina's mid.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not even like a valid opinion because Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are basically the same game, except Majora's Mask is worse.
A lot of people disagree with you on that fact. No, if you put that as an influential game, I already know it is. I agree that it is. Don't worry. It's not on my list, but I agree.
It's definitely a big one. And then I have I want to emphasize that like I probably won't be out here naming the most 5 influential games of all time, but I will be picking games that I think were influential.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want them to be what like other people are saying. What you think shake the world, even if it's something that you didn't necessarily like. Does that make sense?
Yes. Also, G's very right. Ocarina of Time has the best soundtrack.
And I will never argue that because it is true. Ocarina has the best soundtrack. We did this last podcast.
We did. Blake, I have one thing I want you to do for me. At some point, I want you to go watch. Griffin McElroy has this series called Trial by Fury, where he plays Zelda games as Guy Fieri. Like, he has a mod where Link is turned into Guy Fieri. And he dies in one hit. And it's a randomizer. And he just finished the Ocarina of Time one. And I think you would enjoy the game seen through the eyes of Griffin McElroy as Guy Fieri.
I have something to tell you about Guy Fieri later, by the way. I'm not going to say it here.
I can't even imagine what that would be.
You know what? I'm gonna. What? What the? Oh,
what?
I got a random text from my brother's neighbor. It just says "fuck you."
Fortnite is the best game. They invented so many the most influential game of all time. Honestly, like when I was Googling earlier, because like I said, I came up with 2 off the top of my head, and then I kind of wanted to get an idea. And it was like Minecraft, Tetris, and I was like, this will not be my list. This simply will not be my list.
I just text you the news, so I want you to go look. And just know there's a photo of it too.
Listen, I'm not saying he's like a good person. I'm saying watching Griffin McElroy play with a Guy Fieri Link is hysterical. And when his first series, when he did it, when he played Link to the Past, when he died, he turned into a hot dog.
What?
Incredible. It's incredible.
Okay, so we're pretty much at time. Wait, they should make a backstory about Spider-Man. You know, the guy from Fortnite. Someone ban Purr. Someone ban Purr right now.
If you want to see that backstory, you should go see Into the Spider-Verse sequel. It was very good.
Anywho, yeah, this will probably be where we cut off. As always, tune in 2 weeks from tomorrow for episode 3.
That's August 2nd.
I believe so.
18th, 25th, so first. It's the
Yep.
first.
I'll be in Chicago next week, so we can't do it next week.
So August 1st.
Yee.
We will be back and we will be discussing what we feel we're... What?
Is it the first?
Today's the 18th. I'm literally looking at my calendar right here.
Oh, yeah, because we said Wednesday, though. It's August 2nd. It's the Wednesday.
Oh, right. I forgot we were doing a day early. So, yes, Wednesday, August 2nd. Ignore me.
Yes. Yeah, we will be live. We will have... I want to buy note cards and, like, hold them up for whenever we get to it. I think we should break them up into, like, 5 minutes discussion per each, because that will add up to almost an hour.
Yeah, okay.
So 5 times 10, that's 50 minutes. We'll go a little over an hour probably for intro and stuff. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
Cool.
Thank you, friends, for hanging out with us and listening to us debate about how the Zelda timeline doesn't make sense.
If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, for the love of God, please do it.
Please.
There's the link.
Please.
Press the like button, support, and feed the YouTube algorithm. Comment on there. It truly helps us, and we appreciate it.
And then tell all your friends to follow our Twitch channel. And
if we start making money off this to where we can quit our jobs, you'll get more of this. You'll get a lot more of this.
Oh, one day.
We'll have a whole team. That's the dream. Having a team to like interject on our stuff and like real podcasters do. Anywho, all right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, friends. Thank you.
Have a wonderful night. Bye.